Good morning, Big Brother fans. It is Monday morning, August 3rd, and we're just 2 days away from the start of the season of Big Brother, with the house guests moving into the house on Wednesday. Has any new news come out since Friday? Really? No. There's nothing new that I'm going to really come out with today and tell you about the actual show. There have been, I did notice last night and this morning that the people on the Hamster Watch is, of course, another very big social media presence for Big Brother. And I saw people have been sharing with her their TV guide or their different places that they watch it, all the different places that you can watch it, listings, the TV listings of what's going on, and these all have different people listed as on the cast. Most of them, up until the one I saw this morning, has had names that we've all heard. Janelle or Tyler or whatever. The one that somebody shared yesterday was on Dish Network, or I don't know. It had Steve and Amber, which is a name that we're not really sure about. I mean Steve from 2 years ago, the cop. A name that we have not heard at all. But a few other names we hadn't heard at all on there. So we don't know what these are just placeholder names because they haven't been given a cast, and so somebody's just thrown some on there. Maybe maybe there is a true Big Brother fan at whatever it was, Dish or whichever network it was, and they're just or satellite provider it was, and they're just having a good time, and they're like, let's throw up some names. We'll just really freak out the community since CBS isn't giving us names. That's all I can guess. So we still don't have anything other than the article. There was an article that came out, maybe that came out Friday afternoon, from Entertainment Weekly, Dalton Ross. We discussed that. We did have our first podcast on Saturday, so I'll talk about that in just a second. But the article from Dalton Ross was an interview with Allison Grodner. She claimed there'll be new twists and turns, or things will be, to accommodate things, and I don't know. I just don't know. We'll see how it happens. I still think they're going to pre-record part of Wednesday's show, and they'll pretend it's live, but it won't be. And I still don't know when the feeds will go live. I still don't know if they'll go live this week or if they'll wait until next week, or if they'll turn on sometime in between. I'm sure if they don't turn them on, they will give us a couple of sneak peeks. There'll be a couple of leaks, just enough for us to figure out what the hell is going on. Which, the one can is like, okay, now we know what's going on. Just show us what's going on. Don't give us sneak peeks, but we'll have to wait and see. And I'll be telling you the same thing tomorrow. I'm not anticipating a cast release today, but maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe there'll be a cast release sometime yet today. That was the rumor for a while, that after they canceled the cast release last week, that it was going to be today. But now that's not being said by people. So that's what's up in the world of Big Brother. There's also, we did our podcast on Saturday. Our podcast was not live. We pre-recorded it. That was my fault. I'm the one who really is like, I need to do it earlier, can't do it live. And I'm not sure what we're doing this year on our model, whether we're going to do live as we've done it in the past. We may change that up. I think we're looking at a couple of different options on how to do our podcast. So there's a possibility that we may, that even this coming weekend may not be live. I'm telling you guys that. We haven't discussed it formally. But I think we're looking at, I know there's people that are, our format was on Mixlr. MIXLR was our format that we've done for the last several years. But right at the end of last year, we tried out YouTube Live. And that wasn't a disaster after one try. The last time we did it, it actually worked okay. But we did both Mixlr and YouTube Live. We can't do everything. I'm not sure what we're going to do this season. I like the live chat option. I know there are people that love the live chat option and want to make those people happy, because a lot of people that enjoy the live chat option are actually our patron supporters, and they're the ones that keep us coming back doing this. Without Patreon at this point, we wouldn't be doing our podcast anymore. At least I wouldn't. There has to be a little. That's a nice little financial incentive to get me to. Okay, Mike, join us and sit down. I mean, I'm still watching Big Brother and I'm chatting about it, but it's a big commitment to set aside every Saturday night for, like last year, 14 weeks, 14 Saturdays in a row. My entire Saturday evening and good parts of the week was taken up with doing the podcast and prepping for the podcast, etc. So our patrons are the reason that we do that at this point. So I would like to continue to try to accommodate them, as I think Scott and Colette would too. We just have to figure out the best way to do it, and that's what we're working on. So we did have our podcast on Saturday night. It's hilarious. I mean, we had no script. Our outline for Saturday's show was pretty much, all right, we're going to talk about what we've been up to. We're going to talk about the Entertainment Weekly article a little bit. We're going to go over the cast list that I had, gotten a hold of, and talk about these people as potential and what they might bring to the show, and then we'll wrap up. That's really what we thought we would go through. And one of us, I'm not even going to point a finger because there's no point, it's silly. One of us said very strongly, we're not doing 3-hour shows. And it's like, yeah, this shouldn't be a 3-hour show. And what was this show? This show was 3 hours and 2 minutes long. We didn't run a clock on it. It didn't matter. We talked about what we wanted to talk about, and that's how it went. Look, we just like to talk, and we have lots to say. And we aren't running commercials in the middle of our thing. We're just talking. Now, granted, it did take about 30 minutes. I said 45 at first, but it really was about 30 minutes before we actually got to talking about Big Brother. So, with the how you doing, what have you been up to, welcome back, good to talk to you kind of thing, and thanking our patron subscribers, the ones that are at the producer level, and the opening that we played, all of those things combined, it took us a half hour to get going. But that's, it takes us 10 to 15 minutes on a regular night to get going. And those of you that don't listen live, just slide your finger forward and fast forward until you find the point where we've actually started talking about Big Brother. It's not a big thing, but in this case it was about a half hour. But if you want to hear me talk about Sequester and about my experience on Sequester, you may want to listen to that first little bit, because that is part of what I did. I talked about that a little bit. And so I gave a shout out to people on Sequester, kind of a thing. Well, I didn't get much of a shout out at that part. At the very end I gave a shout out to the people that I've been on Sequester with. But yeah, that podcast, we recorded it Saturday afternoon. Our intention was to have it done and recorded and have it up on iTunes and TuneIn and Stitcher and all those places right at 9 o'clock. So the people that were expecting us at 9 o'clock would have a thing to listen to. As it turned out, we had it uploaded by that time, but it didn't show up. There's a lag on when it shows up. Matter of fact, it showed up on my timeline first, on my iTunes first. I'm like, it's there. And Scott and Colette are like, we can't see it. I'm like, no, we're not going to do it until all three of us can see it on iTunes. And that took another 15, 20 minutes to show up. So, but it did show up. Some people, of course, were disappointed, and I'm sorry to those of you that were hoping for the live chat part. And so that's why, after a while, I did jump onto Periscope, and I fired it up. And I fired it up I jumped in when we started talking about the cast, and I played that on forward, and just kind of had it playing, and would occasionally jump in and chime in and talk. That's my last Periscope. If anybody wanted to go listen to our podcast that way, you can hear me talking and listening to myself and Scott and Colette, and people were chatting. So that was one way I tried to make the experience happen for some people. Yeah. So we got one show in the can, one show down, possibly 13 more to go. It just depends on how long the season is this year. I'm going to guess it's not going to be a regular length season, but then again, we don't know, and we talked about it Saturday night. It was a fun show. We had a lot of laughs. Colette and I did not get into any arguments that I can think of, other than teasing arguments. We are making a concerted effort to not get on each other's nerves this season. We are going to try very hard to not get in the kind of fights that we've gotten to in the past, which most of them are based out of misunderstandings and misinterpretation. So we're going to try to do a better job of giving each other a little bit more space. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And I say that in the nicest way possible. I'm not being sarcastic or anything. I'm just simply being honest. Some people get frustrated with when Colette and I get into disagreements and arguments. So we're aware of that, and we don't like to fight either. So yeah, that's in the works. We're working on that to make it better. But it's available 3 hours, iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher. Please listen to it. Please check it out. Please share it with your friends. And if you've never listened to it before and you listen to it for the first time, you're like, wow, this is a pretty good thing, and you want to help us out, well, gee whiz golly. Go to patreon.com and sign up to be a patron. You can sign up for any amount as little as $1 an episode. And as I said, I'm thinking we're going to do 13 or 12 or 14 maybe episodes. So if you sign up for $1 an episode, it will cost you $12 or $13. And it'll come out, $4 a month, roughly. If there's a five Saturday month in there, you might get 5. But point is, but those of you that can't afford something like that, then don't do it. We're not expecting anyone to. This is just for people that can't afford to and would like to support us. It is our only means of income, other than Colette and I are CBS affiliates, but frankly, I get more from one show than this past season. I think I got more from patrons for one show than I did for the entire season of affiliate referrals. So the affiliate referrals for me have just gone through the floor, just total nothing, relatively speaking to what I used to make as an affiliate, 10 years ago. So I've already said it. I said it last time. I'd much rather you support someone else. If you want to support someone else too, well, by God, go sign up for the affiliate. Go sign up for the live feeds through them, and then throw $1 per podcast the Big Brother Gossip Show way. That will actually mean more to me and to Scott and Colette. So, but again, you do what you want to do. There are also those that just want to give to me alone, and I already talked about this. I don't want to dwell on the give money part of this talking, because that'll put people off. But I did get scolded by one of my personal patron supporters this weekend that I don't do enough to promote myself. This is something nice. I think you need to do this because people don't understand. And I do have a new patron subscriber. His name is Michael, and he had trouble finding my patron page. So I was like, oh crap, it is hard to find. If you go into Patreon and search for Mike's Big Brother CarCast, it wasn't showing up very easily. So I think I fixed that. And so now if you go to patreon.com and search for Mike and CarCast and Big Brother, it should be an option that shows up. It is patreon.com/BBGOSSIP. For anyone who wants to support just me, and in my case, for me, it is a monthly thing. It is not a per episode thing. And again, at any level you wanted to, you can do that. All right, enough of that talk. I don't want to do this. I don't like talking about money too much. Oh, what else about Big Brother? Our show was fun. We had a good time. It took us 3 hours. I ended up replaying it. So what started as me getting online at it was 4 o'clock or 4:30 when I got online, and I went to bed at 2 in the morning. And I took about an hour break off between getting it up online and when I restarted it. So there you go. So another Saturday night where I spent the entire time doing the Big Brother Gossip Show. And I enjoyed it, and I had a good time. And I am not complaining. I am just pointing it out. Yeah. My Twitter followers have shot up in the last 3 or 4 weeks. It's always that slow decline all year long, and then they turn around and start heading back up as soon as word gets out about Big Brother. So that's nice to see. Hello to anyone who is new to this again. This is a podcast. This is not just a Twitter thing. Even though I tweet this out, I will tweet this out in a little bit once I get to work. It is not just Twitter. It is on iTunes. It is on TuneIn. It is on Stitcher. It is on Spotify. It is on pretty much any podcasting service that you have. You should be able to find this if you want to subscribe to it that way and get the updates. Or you can just watch for them on Twitter, or you can go to Spreaker.com, Spreaker. That is the service I use to record this on my iPhone. If it's something you're interested in doing, you should check it out. There's no referral code or anything for Spreaker. And Spreaker can be free, but to get if you're going to do it seriously, you need to at least be at the starter level, which is the level I've been at, which is $50 a year, I think. And that's what my Patreon money goes to cover that. And they are the ones that actually publish me out to all those services. I provide some information, and they're the ones. That's the nice thing about this service, is that they're the ones that take care of all that stuff. Whereas when we do our Big Brother Gossip Show, Scott has to manually tweak iTunes and poke these places to get it to show up. I just hit publish, and boom, it's up on all those services later on in the morning. So that's kind of nice. Let's see how busy we are. Parking in a pandemic. The parking has been so much better right now because of the pandemic, but I'm noticing it's a little bit more crowded today. It's slowly picking up steam with more and more people coming back to work. I am obviously now at my parking spot, or at a parking spot, and so yeah, this is available lots of different places. What else to talk about? Anything else to fill you guys in on as I ramble? Ooh, we're at 17 minutes. This is a long one this morning. I don't anticipate a cast list today, but you never know. And any talk about Sequester. So I've tweeted a little bit about Sequester again this weekend. What else? Sequester-wise, yeah. Oh, there was an all-star one on Friday night. It was fun to watch. There was some very well-known people played on it. There was 3 Big Brother USA people that played on it. Natalie Negrano played on it. Jessica played on it. That was interesting. She actually is a hardcore player, man. She played that game hard. And who was the other Big Brother USA person that played on it? Kat played on it. So Friday night had 3 women from Big Brother USA that played in the All-Star one. There was also some Big Brother Canada people that played. There's also at least two Survivor people, Kelly Wentworth and Jatia. I can't think of Jatia's last name, but Jatia played on it. 3 or 4 Big Brother Canada. Maggie or Marcy from Big Brother Canada this season, and Jamar from this season, and Hamza from a few seasons before. I'm trying to think of all the different people that played on it. Shubi from The Circle, not UK, but from The Circle on Netflix. Shubi played on Friday night. Who else played? Those are the only names that come to mind. I'm trying to think if there's any other shows. Anyways, it was a star-studded cast of people playing Sequester on Friday night, and it was fun. Oh, Trishelle from The Real World is where I know her from, but I guess she's played on the challenge and stuff too. And Derek, who's won several challenges, he played on it. Yeah, all these people sat down and played about 5.5 hours Friday night of this online Sequester game, and they had a good time. And so, again, I know I keep hyping Sequester, but I'm telling you, it's a fun time, it's a good time, and I'm still checking it out and enjoying it. All right. all that said, I'm going to go now and go to work and consider taking Wednesday off. I don't know if I am or not. I don't know. Should I take Wednesday off to prep for Big Brother? I haven't decided yet. You guys have a good day. Have any questions or anything, you're always welcome to holler at me on Twitter, BBGOSSIP. Always, always, always. I try to answer questions. You can also send me email, ilovereality@gmail.com. I do read them. I do respond to everything. And if for some reason I haven't, then I screwed up and you should ping me again, because I try to respond to every day. Don't try to ignore people. And what else? There was something else I was going to say that was right at the back of my brain. Oh, it's scuttled into a corner, and I can't remember what it was. I don't know. That's it. I'm going to go. Have a good day, everybody. Happy August. Yay, Big Brother in 2 days. Can't wait. We'll see ya. Bye-bye. Oh, I know what it was. It was a second thank you to Michael for becoming a patron of me. That was very nice of you. I appreciate it. And he's also a regular Big Brother Gossip Show patron, so he's double dipping, and I really, really appreciate that. That's nice. And some of my regular patrons also double dip and do the Big Brother Gossip Show as well. I thank all of you. Thanks. Bye.